This morning, I want to share something that I learned spending time with Oprah. One of the things that I love about Oprah is that she is very open and honest about her own struggles with the human condition. While she might be one of the richest and most powerful people on God's green earth, she always makes you feel like you are her best friend. And every conversation is personal and an intimate exchange just between you and her, even though the cameras might be rolling or the light bulbs are flashing. When discussing her constant battle with her diet and ever-wavering willpower, she shared how she uses the power of the Holy Spirit of sorts to keep her resolve. Oprah said when she is about to eat something that's bad for her, or she's making a decision to work out or not work out, and the sirens start singing in her head, "Hey, it's okay, you're tired, you're busy, it's not a convenient time, you can make up for it later." She takes a breath and she has what she calls a holy moment. A holy moment is kind of like when you are standing alone in the Judean desert and you are faced with that devilish temptation. Do you submit and give in? Or do you evoke the Holy Spirit to resist and do the right thing? She goes on to explain that resisting the temptation of pleasure leaves you with nothing. If you had eaten the cake or said yes to the bear claw, you would have been rewarded with pleasure. When you say no, you get nothing. But now I at least get to have a holy moment. And at the end of the day, I delight in counting up the number of holy moments that I had that day. She admits it's not as tasty as the chocolate cake if she had eaten it, but at least it's something that still gives her pleasure. There will be times when you don't feel like working out. It's not convenient. You're on a business trip or you're off on vacation. There will be times when your order normally comes with fries. You are offered a second drink. The cookies are fresh and right out of the oven. It is as if the devil himself is saying to you, "All these things I will give you if you will fall down and do an act of worship to me. Eat the fries. Just a few. One more drink won't hurt. Oh, those cookies are so delicious." That is when you must evoke the Holy Spirit within and say, "Get away, Satan," in your head, of course, or people will think you're cray. Instead of falling prey to the temptation, choose to stand firm in your righteous resolve and have a holy moment instead. In doing so, you will be delivered from evil. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy. It's difficult. The sirens are so seductive and their temptations are tantalizing. That is why they are called holy moments, moments of great inner spiritual struggle, where you do battle and win, when you make the trickster Satan flee. These are the moments that define your future. They're not the grand acts of bravado, the occasional 2-hour workout in the gym, the 10-mile run on Saturday, or the few Orange Theory classes in a week. Your future is defined in those few dozen temptations that you are titillated with every day and throughout your day. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. Do not let them convince you. Just check email one more time before getting started on that project. Watch just one more episode before going to bed. Check Facebook for just a minute, that's all. Instead, take a breath, choose to have a holy moment instead, and make the right choice. So, how many holy moments can you rack up today? Track the number of times the sirens sing their song and try to have you run your ship and your plans for the day onto the rocks. Track the number of times the serpent prince tries to prey upon your weakness and break your resolve. And instead of submitting, instead of handing over your soul and better future, choose to have a holy moment instead. As Oprah said, it might not be as tasty as the chocolate cake, but the rapture of the holy moment is still pleasurable indeed. Why is it so difficult for a woman to become successful in business? I'll tell you. It is because they don't have a wife to advise them. A wife says, traveling with your husband is fun because no matter where you go, you still end up in a Walmart buying the one thing that he was entrusted to pack. Okay. Husband says, there is no way to place my wife's coffee order at Starbucks without feeling like I need to apologize afterwards. Another husband says, my wife told me that to revive the spark in our marriage, I should start treating her like I did when we first started dating. So last night, I took her to a movie and I dropped her off at her parents' house. Right? Okay. My wife and I have an agreement. I get to hold the remote and she gets to make every other decision in our lives. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody.